Hello, my name is Shuttle. Welcome back for another episode of Coach Steel in Supreme War Ultimate. In previous episode, we managed to get our fleet over here with troops to land in Djibouti soon enough. We've done a little bit of bombardment there, just for a brief moment. And once our fleet over here has gone back for the resupplies and then return, then we should be fine. I mean, technically speaking, we could already land troops, but it's just these are probably going to run out of supplies very quickly. So it's a bit of a risky thing to do. So in that case, it might actually be even better for us to just land our troops over there instead. Both of these, unload troops over there. We'll have 6 units. Because it's only 6 units, it's probably going to be easier for us to go around here and capture that one. And then we can get some supplies for the troops. And then take the capital itself. Now the capital is going to be a little bit more difficult, but I'm sure we'll manage. Are you already out of supplies? You're out of fuel. It'll probably have to be the... Oh no, they are slowly regenerating the supplies there, even when they don't have any in right now, or the fuel I suppose. But it is very slow. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the low income tax to 25%. Does mean that there's a bit more deficit in the income right now, but it will get fixed eventually. The bigger question is if these troops are actually going to be sufficient to take on that small village or not. But that will provide some supplies for us, and then it's just going to be a matter of capturing the remaining town, making them a colony. We've got the transport helicopter researched. Buying some more industrial goods from Iran, as per usual. They've been very good at selling things, that's for sure. So I believe these are still, yeah, they're still fairly low on fuel. Let's get on the road. Get in there to help. There's actually not that much garrisons in there, apparently. Okay, you managed to move just a tiny bit there. Alright. Okay, now that we've got all this city, we'll leave some of the troops behind, at least one of them. And these can stay here. We'll get some supplies through, hopefully soon enough. And then taking down the enemy capital is going to be a little bit trickier, but yeah, we should have some troops over here. Now, this can't land the troops directly is the problem. Let's take the transport itself and move it over here. Don't know if I can actually unload troops into other transports. I don't think that's a possibility. Would be nice if we could, but I suppose we can give it a shot, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. Well, we only have 5 units right now, and until we start getting some of the supplies in here, it's gonna be rather difficult. I suppose if we have a look at the supply map mode, we can see that, yeah, it's very shallow in here. But we are getting some supplies in here, at least. And these are now refueled. Well, partially. There isn't actually any supplies officially, but as long as there's supplies in the neighboring hex, they can still get some supplies brought in there. But it's just very reduced rates. I don't know where those submarines are. I'm assuming that there's, since it kind of sounds like it's coming from up top here, so it's probably these still sinking things, or it could be these. Let's have 2 sets of submarines. Multi-layer defense. That should work quite nicely. Right, so are these ready to move in? Those are fully supplied. These are fully supplied, so yeah, I suppose they are. And our garrison should be fairly efficient, or troops should be fairly efficient at dealing with them. Although the combat engineers alone might not be able to do this, but once the infantry gets in there, it should be quite quicker. I'm just hoping that we'll actually be able to break through instead of running out of troops. Right, let's bring in the transport in here. So can we unload? No, I don't think we can. What about unload on the land? Nope. Well, half the garrisons is already dead. The remaining half is not going to stand for much longer either. We should have some supply. Oh yeah, we got supplies in here. Oh, hello. I need the infantry first. Losing a bit of territory, but we also get... There we go. Took the capital. And now we just need to deal with the garrison. Although, once the day ends, they should, technically speaking, surrender. I shall... I shall colonize that. Let's have a look. Did that improve or reduce? No. Don't think that had an impact on the colonization. But yeah, so Somaliland, they don't like me for some reason. Let me just give them a few techs, especially in the society department and medical. Maybe even the disc knowledge. Give all of that for free. There we go. That's an improvement. I suppose what I could do, I could force them to build a barracks. Now, I don't think they have the resources for that. Oh yeah, they have nothing. They've got absolutely nothing. Now, to be fair, the productions probably haven't been calculated yet. Breakthrough, Puddle Beam focusing. Did that unlock any new text for us? No, not yet. Okay. So over here, oh yeah, you've got a bit of agriculture. You need rubber. You've got timber, petroleum is something that you'll need. I can give you a little bit of petroleum. That will allow you to get some money back. And then, since it is a puppet, we should have pretty good... well, we can resupply in their region, basically. Did we get the... oh, right, yeah, the large civilian cargo. You can now unload in the capital. Because there's French troops incoming. Let's just take these escorts now. Don't think... well, that escort can stay. But the ones supporting the transport can stay behind for the time being. We'll draw the transport out for the time... or over there. We can maybe have some of these entrench on the entryways. Also, the infantry is not in a good shape. Hopefully we can get that fixed. But yeah, there we go. That's at least one enemy taken care of. We can probably bring in the submarines over here, actually. For the time being, anyway. And this one, I'm probably going to send this one all the way back to Soviet Union to pick up some more troops. Speaking of which, oh, we've got another submarine done. Go ahead and get that one brought in to the entryway into the Black Sea. And we've got an escort over here. I suppose could start escorting the other transport in here. Although we got another escort in here already, so let's just or escort the civilian cargo, and then this one could already get some troops. We'll probably bring in some regular infantry, actually, first things first. How much room do we have in there? About 4,000 tons. Take one of these tanks. Ah, right, you need to be on the port itself before you can unload or load into. And then how much more do we have room in there? Almost 2,000. Huh. So how heavy are these? It is 2,000 tons. Okay. So the other stuff wasn't all that heavy then, was it? The combat engineers. I think the regular infantry proved to be actually pretty good because they don't need the fuel to move. As long as they got supplies, they can move. And the supplies doesn't run quite as quickly. Or run out quite as quickly. So what do we have? We got 1,000 tons free there. We could maybe bring in another combat engineer, but the rest of that I think we're gonna move to. We're gonna keep free. Or keep open. Load into civilian cargo there. And then this one, I'm just gonna give you orders to move all the way there. Should not cause a problem, right? But the barracks over here, they probably don't have the supplies for it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give them a lump sum of about 100 million. That should allow them to buy things. Also keep the relations with them a little bit better. And all that. West Germany is still buying a lot of things. East Germany is pretty happy with us. Czechoslovakia is... like, I'm pretty sure that most of the Eastern Bloc nations are still very friendly towards us. Some of them might just be wanting to get independent. Well, not independence, but distance themselves from us. So that they're not dragged into a war. Speaking of which, no, there's not been anything brought in there. I don't know if there's been a lot of ships moving through here. Probably some. So we can... Oh, right, yeah. There's no ships over there. Let's bring these into Murmansk then. And... Guatemala? Move to NATO leading. Ah, okay. How's Argentina doing? Do you need anything? You need rubber. And of course goods. But let's go ahead and sell you some technology, shall we? Automatic rifles, for example. Could be useful. But there we go. We've done our first landing. It was fairly successful. I think what we need to do is we need to have more of the foot infantry on the landings. We can have up to 9, or at least 7 quite easily per one of those landing crafts. And that would already make quite a difference. Oh, hello. You tried to land in here. Well, you tried to sail in here. Not necessarily land. But yeah, no, that didn't work, did it? Right, so have we gotten any more infantry? I suppose we should have some foot infantry in here. Plus, probably quite a bit around here. So these 4... No, we'll keep those in there. We can take one of these groups, which is already on the railway, to be brought down... Well, actually, not brought down there, but brought down here. That should help. Load up more infantry, because I think, like, the next goal is going to be probably down here. Ooh, that's actually going to be tricky. That doesn't have a port in there. We could build a port, of course. But we'll need to do a landing over here. So, oh, do we need to land directly on the... Oh. That's going to be risky. We can always land over here on other hexes. Like for that one, we can land in some infantry there. Then just need to move a little bit further south and take the enemy capital. But then they got the port over there. And once we capture that, we need to basically start building a new pier in there immediately. Of course, we could always just go directly into Madagascar. There's a bit of a road there, but it's not a full road. Is that another ship over here? No. Where is that combat coming from then? Because I can hear some kind of shooting. I suppose it could be still from there, or... Oh! Right, that's the reinforcement, or the ship going for the reinforcement. It's just the escort boat from there. Or escort ship, just shooting at the passing enemies. Right, so there is going to be a lot of traffic through here. I think 3 submarines will be sufficient for the most part, unless there's a massive stack of troops coming in at the same time, which is a possibility. But right now, I think leaving some submarines over here is a good idea. We could maybe send these 2 to assist on the entryway there. So it's a kind of a second stopgap measure on that area. And then, of course, we'll have these 3 submarines plus the escorts and the capital ship over here, trying to sink anything that tries to get in here. So that should work. And have they started repairing? Maybe. It's not very fast in the territories that are not your own. Or like you don't own, so like a colony stuff. They are at war. Okay. I wonder though. How bad is their economic situation? Do they have a lot of unemployment? They do. They don't have a lot of population though, so that might be a bit of a problem. There's more births than deaths, but there's more emigration than immigration. Okay, so yeah, that is a difficult situation for them. Luckily, we're not in their shoes. I don't know if Madagascar is something that we want to hold on for ourselves. Possibly. I suppose one thing that I could do in here... Let's build a bridge or from like here to there, somewhere. And then build a bridge from here to... Independence! Ooh, hello! I shall support your independence. That means that you're no longer in the war. That does mean that we can't land into Tunis, but hey, it's better than nothing. If we can get sea transport access from them... Ooh. Now there's a chance. Well, I don't think we can get that done yet. Although... No. What about non-aggression pact? Nope. Line of sight treaty? Nope. We got the line of sight treaty in... No, actually, we don't have line of sight treaty in Libya. It's just all the Albanian boats in here that are giving us visibility. I actually wonder, China, would you take a line of sight treaty? Nope. And you probably still don't want to have the non-aggression pact either. There we go, so Tunisia is... well, it's still NATO aligned. But hopefully they won't be for long. And my goodness, these submarines are going to get a lot of experience from this. But this is kind of what I hoped would happen with me taking over this. It's just that they'll be sending a lot of troops in here. What I suppose I should do is I should actually move in the escort boat over here. Because I know that this is an area that the enemies sometimes try to land troops in. If we could sort of reduce the amount of ships that get out of there alive, that'd be nice. I already destroyed 2,100 units. We lost 48 total. Some of those are garrisons, some of those are patrol boats and such, so there's a lot of things in there. But I suspect that there might actually be a lot more nations in Africa that are going to get independence in the near future. Including a lot of former French colonies, so that might mean that we don't need to do all the landings in there. So I suppose what we could do, it would be rather risky. We could start planning a landing into Corsica, because that's something that we know that is not going to flip or get independence. There's not too much in there to protect, but it is still going to be a little bit difficult to capture all of that before this. Like, since the Italian Air Force is right there, we need to have something that is capable of shooting down as many of the planes as possible. I mean, to be fair, if we capture these, we can put in the air defense buildings in there and all that, get a barracks in there, so we can make this into Fortress Corsica. But the landings themselves are going to be rather risky. Technically speaking, we can do the landings all the way to the southern tip. So we'll be in neutral territory, so the NATO-aligned planes won't be able to shoot at the ships directly. Well, actually they can if they get in here, but if we can start reducing the control that they have in here, like once we land troops there and capture all of this, start fighting for the port probably first. Although the airfield, well, maybe if we land in enough troops we can start fighting for both at the same time. But yeah, I'll take those. Ooh, actually that's somewhere where we could probably use quite a bit of the self-propelled AA guns, plus we got a lot more tanks in here. Because they have a pretty strong attack against the enemy. Do we have any in here? Don't think we do have there. Oh, we got some infantry in here. Good. Move those closer. Now, where do we build those self-propelled ones? Again, I don't remember. Or did we set them to not be deployed anymore? That's always a possibility. Some tanks over there. Some planes over there. Oh, we got plenty of landing craft waiting. I mean, I suppose another option is always just to... Oh, there's another 2 submarines. They were repaired recently. Oh, right, yeah, they were the ones that were over here, damaged and then pulled back. Oh, you've been damaged. There's some enemy ships trying to get through. Obviously. Let's go over there, so we can definitely sink anything French that is over there, trying to sail through. And also anything trying to sail through there. So that should be pretty decent defensive positions right now. Oh. I think Romania bought something. And we are getting the information. There is a lot of troops in here, especially from South Africa, apparently. Don't know why. But sure. We've still got 15 towards or against their 56. Oh man, they've got even more people into their faction. Alright. Well, our reputation is at least slowly improving. Right, so these are the ones that are... Ooh, this is 1,000 ton each. Okay, they are a little bit expensive then. But we'll probably want to bring in some of them down here for the landings in the south. And this one can start loading up some troops. We'll probably ooh, actually, what I suppose I could do. I wonder how much are these weighing. That's 100 tons each. That's 380. I'm just going to bring in 1 artillery group and then maybe 1 tank or something like that. Because especially if we're going for Madagascar, we're going to need some extras in there. And Turkey, I will start auto-accepting your trade deals, in fact. I don't need to do that every time. And then load into the transport. Oh wait, no, this Right, these are new ones. Why did we load in there? Unload. Right, so this one's going to want some infantry. Which, actually, I don't think we have any right now. Right. Let's move those to the side. The capital ship, we're going to maybe move... Oh, here's the one. There we go. So we'll move these forward. And I want you to continue escorting that transport. Right, so this is the group that I wanted to load into the transport. How much more can we fit in there? There's another 2,000 tons. Or 4,000, sorry. We could send in at least one tank. And then hopefully some more infantry. Like the combat engineers over here. We can send in 3 of those, I think. At least, and then a bit of foot infantry. Although the foot infantry we might want to unload into, or rather load into the assault ship. Because those would probably be already sufficient to clear out this area. And then, yeah, if we can capture that with a boat, for example, we can bring in the, or start building the rail, I mean, suppose, highway bridge or something, I don't know, into there, and then, well, I don't think that's actually it. Like, once we capture both of these, then it works. But before that, it's not necessarily going to be all that useful. We could, of course, start with this one. There is a room to unload troops into the land on either side here. Capture that, and then we can load up some of the troops, go for that one, and... Oh! Morocco achieved independence. I shall support your independence. Now, unfortunately, you are a monarchy. There's still Algeria. Ooh, actually, are we still at war? No, we're not. But there we go, that's another enemy less. So slowly but surely, they are losing all control of, well, not necessarily all control, but a lot of the control in Africa. And that way they'll get a little bit less resources for them. Morocco moved to the NATO. Oh, right, yeah, they're still moving into the NATO stuff, even though they're getting their independence. I mean, it kind of makes sense, I'll be honest. Right, so we've got a lot of troops in here. Do we want to... I suppose we could unload these in here. Figure out how much infantry there is that we can load up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Load into one of these. There's not much else room in there. I mean, there might be room for 1 or 2 more, but I want to keep a little bit leeway in there regardless. I suppose I could load these into the other one. So now got the 2 transports over here full. We do have another transport over here that could be loaded up. Question is... Oh, Albania is now non-aligned. Aha. Alright, well, how about... What do you need? Electric power? How about we just bribe you a little bit? You have 100 million. I'm going to give you another 110 million. Absolutely nothing. Try to see if we can keep you closer to us rather than going to full neutral. We can still see your stuff and you are still allied to us and all that. There we go. You're back in the fold. You could use a bit of rubber. I'll give you about 5,000 rubber for nothing. See if that will make you change your mind. Yugoslavia, what do you need? You need a lot of rubber as well. How about I sell you... You got money, so I can sell you 5,000 tons of it. But that will at least give us potentially some leeway back in here. Alright, there we go. Both of those trades were successful. Right, so I suppose I could send this one all the way back into... Here, is that full? Right, we were going to load up some of these, weren't we? Combat engineers. Load into that one. Oh, wait, no, there is more room. Okay, so we can load this one in as well. How much more room is there now? There's about 1,000 tons. That should be more than plenty. I think what we shall do is we shall send this one into Africa as well. Start preparing for a bit of future assaults from there. I mean, technically speaking, I could probably use the Merchant Marine by now. But at the same time, I'd like to be able to carry more than one unit at a time. So it's less likely to be spotted, I suppose. Did we get the infantry in here already? I think... Oh yeah, there's some infantry coming in here. And also we got a few over there. Combined that would already be 7. And I suppose we could also get a artillery piece. Load it in there. As long as we land in a location that is immediately under fire, it should be fine. But I can't wait for the manufacturing improvements. I'm pretty sure that it is it's going to improve the amount of stuff that or basically throughput for each of the factories, essentially. By, well, 20% of whatever modifiers they already had. Or 20% added into whatever modifiers they already had. So the electricity use is pretty high. How's the... No, unemployment is 3.7 now. Ooh, okay. It could be a little bit better. How's the approval rating? 20.9, okay. Social rating isn't all that great. Tax rate is still pretty high overall. But since we don't have that strong domestic market anyway, we can't really just, you know, get everything sold into domestic markets. I'm going to increase the timber price a little bit though, because it's something that is still needed. And get a little bit extra cash out of it. Right, so these load into there. So is that full? It's basically full. Okay, this over here. We'll keep the capital ship over there. This one can start escorting that transport. And we can send it forward. Now, I'm still not entirely sure if I want to send it into Africa, because a lot of these nations might not be in here for much longer. Wait, who owns that? That's, oh, British Seychelles. Okay. Alright then. I'm pretty sure that the North African nations were the first ones to get independence, so we've still got some time before it's time for us to... Oh. Oh, that was a transport going in here, and then we hit it, and it's going to go into Athens. Alright. Yeah, this escort thing works relatively well. Keeps it at least the speed somewhat same, and you know, you don't need to do the formation stuff. The formation stuff can be useful. It's actually just to show how it works. As you can have, like, especially if you have multiple selected. Like, let's take these two. You can put a formation move, and then you can put move at common speed, so they'd be moving at the same speed. So, for example, going over there, but it keeps that setting on for any unit that you selected afterwards. So, like, it's well, the formations are not going to be the same, but like the speed, like over here, it's still going to keep the settings on. And while a lot of the time it doesn't actually, like, it's not a bad thing, but at the same time it can also be a little bit problem at times. Sounds like we got some more submarines somewhere, sinking things. How are these submarines doing, by the way? It's doing actually fine. So Baltic Sea is safe. Ooh, that one's been hit. How about you go repair? Nothing in the north? Yeah, I don't think they'll be able to get any there. I think it was mostly because we didn't have particularly good supplies in there. But now that we're getting supplies closer, then they won't be able to take that. Oh, here it is. Move these to the side, so they will start taking a bit more of the shots at the enemy first. Right, there we go. So that was another invasion that was not going to happen anymore. Well, I mean, they'll still keep trying, of course, but that is going to be a lot of ships just going through. Wow. I'm impressed. Did these get... one of them got experience again. Good. We've got plenty of military goods. We could actually probably lower the production down to 40% or something. Just to reduce the production cost overall. These two are coming in for some reinforcements. And we are unfortunately out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, and bye bye.